Who are you talking to? What are you doing? You watching it? Yeah. Yeah. It's 30 minutes behind. 14 miles. I can't figure out how to make it away. Like, I can't figure out how to make it away or away. So if you're watching it, and you're hearing yourself, you know that you're like not on it, right? You can still use your phone. Yeah.
I won't watch it on the phone. And I'll just watch it by sitting with me.
You know everyone can hear you, right?
Right now?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Luckily they can't see me.
Okay, it's 9 o'clock, so we're gonna get started. This is super creepy because there's a delay. So what you see is not necessarily what I'm doing at the moment. So anyway, I'm super excited to do this. We're gonna give it a whirl and see how it goes. I have some of your questions from the Team Magic page, and I have my phone. So if you want to message me questions as we go along, something, maybe a follow-up to something that I've said or whatever, something that I haven't covered, I'm just going to kind of wing it a little bit. I have a little outline and a list of things that I'm going to talk about, but I mostly feel like I'm talking to myself, so it's kind of weird. But anyway, I'm super excited for this opportunity. It's great that we can all sort of hang out and talk about some strategies for going diamond. For those of you that don't know, I earned the diamond bonus in March when they brought the good bonuses back at conference. And the time from January to the end of March was one of the most intense times I've experienced, other than probably my PhD, but that was over 6 years and not 3 months. So it was a little bit different. So it is an intense period. It's one where you really need to kind of think strategically and widely and sort of throw everything at your business to get what you want to get. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that. Going to kind of mix up the questions. If you don't mind, I'm going to start with some of the things ways to kind of speed up your business or increase your momentum or sort of toss everything at your business. And this was Rachel's question. So thank you, Rachel, for asking this question. It's really good. My first sort of how can you maximize your time was the question, and really make it count. We hear a lot about being intentional with our businesses. Nobody wants to be on Facebook 12 hours a day, unless you're me and you do other work on Facebook. And even I really don't want to be on Facebook that often. So how do you use your time most effectively, especially when you have another job, you have kids, you have a life that you would like to continue to lead? First of all, I will say this. If your plan is to really just hit this next 60 days with everything that you have in you, you need to make some arrangements with your spouse. Talk to your kids if they're old enough to understand, and just tell them that, you know, mommy or daddy is working really hard for something for our family, and so I might not be around, you know, at night, or I might not be having dinner with you or whatever during this period of time. Those of you that were involved in the 90-day burst have probably already made those arrangements with your spouse and with your loved ones, but it's something to address again, because you're going to have to take those strategic nuggets of time and make them into income-producing activity, whether that's hiding in your closet and messaging everyone that you know about hosting a party, or whether that's having parties, as many parties as you can fit into your schedule, whether that's traveling for a vendor show, whatever you can imagine, you know, you can figure out the rest. You're going to need to do that. So my first suggestion is to be really, really, really smart about social media. I posted a Lydia Diaz video in the Team Magic page today. I thought it was really good. Just some really, some smart observations about how you can use social media and not lose a bunch of people. And I think that's something that we all struggle with. We don't want to lose our friends and family. And so we either we hold back, or we aren't as aggressive as we want to be, or we end up being too salesy. You know, there's just a lot of things that we can end up doing. So be really smart about social media. And what do I mean by that? You need to know your news feed. So your news feed is going to be different than my news feed, because we have a different circle of friends. So over the last year or so, I've come to realize when my news feed is most hopping, and that's when I tend to post. It's starting to change because I have a lot of friends now that are on Facebook in the middle of the day, And so I can post things at lunchtime and actually get some comments and some likes on it, whereas before I never would have thought that was true. So you have to know your newsfeed and take advantage of that. The second thing is to know yourself. So these people are friends with you for a reason, and you need to make sure that you're true to who you are. Don't try to be me. I'm me for a reason, and I wouldn't want anyone else to be me. You got to be you, because people are buying you. At least initially, they're buying into you. They're buying into your integrity. They're buying into your excitement. They're buying into your enthusiasm and your results. So you need to be you and not try to be somebody else, whoever that is, and don't let anybody change you. You be you and find a way to integrate the business into your life. If you don't tend to be a person who posts a lot on Facebook and you now want to for your business, then you better find other things to post about other than the business. So post about your kids, your dog, your life, what you're cooking, what you're reading, what you're watching, whatever. Share articles, share great, cute little videos, things that are going to draw people in to you, and keep doing that. The last thing that I'm going to say about social media is, I think, one of the most important things, and it's going to be especially important over the next 60 days, and that is to stay positive. So I was just talking to my husband about this, and I think sometimes we think we always have to be sunshiny and, you know, la la la, everything is great. I mean, everybody has bad days, but I want you to think about, what do you want when you're posting something negative? Do you want people to help you, or do you just want to vent? Because if you want to vent, vent to somebody else, because nobody else wants to really hear somebody else's sad day unless there's something they can do to help. So if you're having a really trying time and you ask your friends to keep you in their prayers, people feel engaged by that. They feel like, I can do something for you. Yes, of course. What can I do to help you? If you are having one of those craptastic 2-year-old toddler days and you can make it funny, then people are going to respond to that. So what I'm saying is, you don't have to be a Stepford wife. You don't have to wear a plastic mask all the time. Everything's perfect. But I do think that by staying positive on your page, you stay positive in your heart. It's a lot easier to kind of rewrite the script and stay positive and focused when you're not ranting and raving on Facebook about how crappy your day was, or how crappy your life is, or how much you hate your job, or whatever. Those things may be true, but there's a good part of everything. And so either spin it to be funny or spin it to be you, whatever is going to work best for you. Okay. How do you speed up your business? So I would first suggest that you contact your existing loyals for a couple of reasons. You can first ask them to host a party for you. They've already used the product. They are probably in love with it, because most people are. You can ask them to host a party for you to try out and get something free that they might not yet have ordered. And that's ideal, because then you're spreading out your network into their network, okay? The second is to ask them for referrals. If they don't want to host a party, do they have friends who might be interested? And would they mind hooking you up with those people? So maybe you guys can all meet for, you know, a cookie at Panera, or maybe you can do a quick Google Hangout and just do a quick and dirty party pad, whatever, just have them hook you up. One of the ways that they can do that is have you tag them in your It Works posts. So you can directly approach those loyals and ask them, instead of just posting, hey, is there somebody with over 400 friends who I can tag in my post? You can directly approach them. If they're sort of hesitant about the parties because of the time of year, they're very busy, ask if you can do a virtual party, and ask if they will do the legwork to message friends and family to come, and then they can earn free product in exchange. I tend to be very, very generous with my free product bribery for party hosts when I am trying to promote, because I think it's about them and what they can get. And if I can entice them and dangle something in front of them, like, hey, I have exfoliating peel. Do you want some? It's the brand new product. Then they're like, yeah, I want me some of that. And then they want to have a party. And they're more willing to do the work that you need them to do, which is to get people there. Number 2 way to get your business moving is to work that hundreds list. So we keep hammering that hundreds list, and you made it. Have you revisited it? Have you asked every person on it? The other thing that I would suggest is to ask your family members and spouse to help you expand that. So go through their friends list and see if there are people that they think would be interested. Will they message for you / let you hack their account and message for them? Don't go to Facebook jail, but are there ways to expand your hundreds list into their hundreds list? If they're not a part of the business or not actively working, but they still have a network that you want to work. Tagging them in posts can help, but it's obviously more effective if you can go direct to the source. So ask all those people either to host a party, to come to a virtual party, to consider the business, whatever. Think creatively also, other opportunities to widen your network. So 'tis the season for vendor shows because it's Christmas time. So can you find, church bazaars or vendor shows in your area that are cheap? I wouldn't pay more than like $50 at the most for these kinds of vendor shows this kind of year because they're like a dime a dozen right now. So look in your local paper, look on networking sites, look to see if there are vendor events in your area and message or email those people as soon as you find them and try to figure out if there are slots open. If you want to be super aggressive, if there's another It Works person there, you can try to figure out who it is and message them and see if you can share it. I mean, that's just gutsy, but hey, go big or go home, right? Lead boxes. See if there are places where you can put a classy looking lead box. So that can not even be a box. It can just be a glass bowl with, a little Blitz card on it, giveaway, whatever. Nail salons, hair salons, places that you've blitzed that haven't wanted to become distributors, will they let you put a lead box there if, you wrap them for free or whatever in exchange for whatever? That's a way of expanding. And obviously blitzing is a way of expanding. So think about sort of wearing your gear. I'm wearing my gear. I do better blitzing when I have my gear on because I remember that I'm a representative of the product. And some days I really just don't want to blitz. And so I purposely don't wear my shirt. And I know what I'm doing and I'm being lame. But that's just true because when I'm wearing my shirt, I know at any point somebody could say, what works? Or what's the good life? Or what is that crazy wrap thing? And I got to have my Blitz cards ready and I got to be able to talk to them about the product in a way that, makes sense and not word vomit all over them. So wearing your gear can help. You can get a little Blitz card to put on your purse. You can wear a lanyard. It does not have to cost money. Little buttons cost like $1.50 in the It Works store are almost as effective as anything else. So be prepared. Have your Blitz card. Have an electronic Blitz card if you don't have Blitz cards, and blitz. Think creatively about ways to blitz. So let me just say, and I am a sucky blitzer. I need to change that. But let me just say this. Like stealth blitzing where you stick them in magazines and stuff is not going to get you to diamond. It's just not. I have not had one person, well, I lied. One person in 14 months of stealth blitzing has ever contacted me from my card. And that was a card that my husband left in his school. And so the odds are not good. But if you're talking to people and getting their information and following up with them, then you have much more likely chance of converting that into a loyal customer or a distributor. Follow up on every lead. Emily posted a really cool idea from a top leader, which is to go through your dead leads. These are leads that have not been answering you. They're, really old. For some of you, you've only been in the business like a minute and a half, so you don't have any old leads. Everybody's new, which is awesome. But I have some like 14-month-old leads. Like, really, I do. And I haven't given up on them, but honestly, like, what am I gonna do, right? So the idea is to say something like, I'm doing a Thanksgiving giveaway and you won. And then you decide what they win. It can be a sample of greens, it can be a chin wrap, it can be a party, it can be whatever. And you send them a text or an email and say, you've won, and can you contact me within 24 hours to claim your prize? So that's another way of resurrecting old leads. Follow up, follow up, follow up, follow up, follow up. Follow up so much that you feel annoying. Because most sales are made on like the 12th to 20th contact, and we don't have time to mess around. So I'm not saying every day or every hour, like you read my message, what do you think? I mean, don't be a stalker, but once a week or whatever, just follow up. If they expressed interest, more than likely it's a money thing or it's a time thing that they just keep forgetting. So reminding them is what's going to keep you front of mind, and that's who gets the sale, is the person who's front of mind. Just make sure that everything that you're doing is an income producing activity. So if you're scrolling Facebook, that's not an income producing activity. Much fun as it is, it's not an income producing activity. Signing loyals, being a product of the product, signing distributors, training distributors, launching distributors, having a party, getting the wrap on someone, blitzing, to a certain degree, posting on social media, contacting your hundreds list, those are all income producing activities. I am as guilty as anyone of sitting behind my computer and thinking that I can run my business that way. But the reality is you have to in order to get where you want to go, you have to employ a lot of different strategies to get there. Because if you're just relying on one, it may not get you there. And that you will have put all your eggs in one basket. And I'm suggesting that you choose a bunch of baskets and toss an egg inside of each one of them, hoping that all of them together are going to get you where you want to go. All right. So that's just kind of some of the things that we did when we went diamond. We were just working tons of events. We were asking everyone for parties. We were contacting everyone. We were coming up with creative ways to kind of get play on social media. So I think we did wrap giveaways just to see who wanted one. We did, I don't even remember. What all did we do? I don't know. I traveled to Florida for like 4 different parties. I can't even remember all the stuff I did. It was a blur. We were booked. I tried to book every single weekend full of something. A party, a virtual party. I tried to have a virtual party every week for somebody. I tried to have a party, Skype or in person every week for somebody. I tried to have a vendor event. I wanted every single weekend to be full of some kind of income producing activity. Sometimes people would book and then cancel, and that's fine. But when I looked at my calendar, I wanted every Saturday to be full. I wanted everything to be full, so that I knew that I was booking my calendar full. And it actually worked. Like the virtual parties actually worked for me. I got a couple of loyals. Actually, I just got a loyal a couple of months ago from one of those parties that I had in February. So never discount the power of those. You're planting seeds. All right, blah, blah, blah. 15 minutes on that. Sorry about that. Someone asked about placing loyal customers versus keeping them. Okay, so 2 schools of thought here whenever you sign a loyal customer. In normal times. In normal times, you have the choice of keeping them top line or on your, like directly under you, where you'll get 15% commission on them, or placing them somewhere where you need volume in order to promote. If you're sort of, neither one is wrong. Okay, like in normal times, neither one is wrong. I almost always place to promote. I very rarely keep loyal customers on my top line unless I'm looking for a too good promotion entry. I like volume in boxes. It makes me feel like I'm moving towards that. And especially when it's a traditional loyal customer that's 3 months plus of volume, I want to try to fill boxes as much as I can so that I have that 3-month window to get that box full and promote. Okay, that's just my mindset. That's the way I was taught you place to promote. Sometimes you'll have loyal or new distributors that you can place loyal customers under in order to get a fast start bonus. So basically the 2 schools of thought is build your check, that's the one hand, or place to promote. If you can do both, like if you can put loyal customers under a new distributor that you need to promote in order to get a fast start bonus, then you're building your check and you're placing to promote. But basically, here's the deal. If you want to promote, you got to fill the boxes. If you know that you have a box that no one else is working, either top line or somewhere down far, someone's quit, someone's turned off auto ship, nothing's ever happening in that box, whatever, then my suggestion is fill the boxes, because you're not going to promote unless you fill the boxes. So I normally start bottom to top, because if I place volume, I want to place it close to my top line so that I get the most commission on it. That's just what I do. So when I was going diamond, I had the executive, one of the executive legs of my emerald basically had quit, and I had an empty box. And so I had this killer party where I got essentially 400 BB in volume, and I had to put it way down there, but it filled the box, and I could cross it off my list, and I could move on, and I could keep going up. And that's just the way I do it. Different schools of thought, you can fill, top to bottom, whatever, but fill the boxes. Same thing goes with placing DTs. When you sign them, you fill your chart. I will say this though, don't build a non-worker. Don't build someone who is not working the business. Reward people who are running their auto ship and who are positive and are working and are trying hard. Because if you don't, then you're gonna be responsible for building that whole leg yourself. And that's just a lot. You want to try to get as much help as possible. So if you put a new distributor under someone who's working, and maybe it's someone who is really great at signing loyal customers, but just hasn't had a whole lot of luck with distributors yet. That was me, by the way. I had someone placed under me because I was okay with signing loyal customers, or I had a lot of loyal customer potentials, but I didn't have any distributor potentials at all for like a solid 3 months. And someone put someone under me, and it really fueled my confidence, and I could help to fast start that distributor, and I could help put loyal customers under that distributor to get that person to 400. So it was a team effort. It was the person who placed the distributor, it was my upline, it was me, everybody was working together. So think about your chart as kind of a team effort. If you can place loyals where nobody else is working, that makes the most sense because there are multiple people who are working another leg. I hope that makes sense. Does that make sense? Message me if that doesn't make sense. Okay, so another question that people had was, what do you do in PDT meetings? Whoa, extreme close up, sorry about that. What do you do in potential distributor meetings, like do's and don'ts? So, I mean, I don't think I'm like seal the deal lady or anything like that, but I go in there, I do the party pad. I just talk to them about our products. I talk to them about our, standout products, skincare line, our #1 seller, our wrap. Nobody else has the wrap. I talk to them about greens and our plant-based line of products. I tell them a little bit about my favorite things. Then I talk to them about the loyal customer program and the distributor program. I normally also give them a steps to success sheet so that they can kind of visualize what their first goal will be. And I ask them, hey, do you think that you have 4 friends who might be interested? And most everyone says yes. And if they say yes, then I say, great. if you sign 4 loyal customers in 30 days, you get $120 in free product, which you can then use on yourself or to sell or whatever. I tell them about the ADVV auto ship. I tell them about the website, and I tell them how they can run their business for as little money as possible. I also tell them that this is not like a long-term lifetime commitment, because that was something that was important to me. So I try to remember what was important to me, and I try to lead with that. But I will say that it's best if you can try to figure out what it is about the business that's attracting them, because it might just be that they're thinking, well, if I can cover my product, then that's all I want to do. And if that's the case, then the $120 in free product might be really, really attractive to them, because they're thinking, okay, well, I can work a couple months and get this crap ton of product, and then, you know, I'm good to go. And if you listen and they're like, I really need to earn money because our family is in some scary straits, then you know that you're going to talk to them about building. You're going to talk to them about bonuses. You're going to talk to them about the 3 ways to make money, all of which you should probably talk to them about, but I try to just keep it as simple as possible. It needs to always be about them, about how this business can benefit them. And if it's not, then people can sense that. If you're trying to sell them, they're going to think it's all about you. And it should never be about you. I mean, obviously it benefits you to sign distributors, but you want people who are in this to work it. And you want people who are going to achieve whatever their goal is. So listening to them is a really important thing. All right, hang on, let me look really quick. Make sure I haven't missed any messages. Pause. Sorry. You're gonna hear my computer like really loud. It's not really that loud in person. Okay. Getting those loose ends to commit and sign up. Man, if I had the secret to that, I'd be a lot richer. I mean, honestly, it's timing. Trying to figure out what their hesitancy is. Trying to sort of get in their head about it. What is it that is holding them back? A lot of times people don't want to tell you that it's money. But if they do tell you that it's money, suggest a party. Suggest that they host a party so that they can earn free product, because you may end up getting more loyal customers than you thought you would. So I feel like there's always an answer for everybody, but not everybody is open to the answer. You kind of just have to keep a running list, check in with them. I know it can be frustrating, but I've been working on one lady since January, I think, and sometimes I just think I'm never going to sign her. But I'm going to keep on keeping on, and sometimes she answers my messages and sometimes she doesn't, and that's just the way it is. I don't think there's any real way. There's lots of different strategies. The message about on a scale of 1 to 10, how interested are you? You can try that. That's never worked for me, but it works for a bunch of people. Most of the stuff that works for other people doesn't work for me, so I have to be interesting and strategic and junk, which is sometimes annoying. All right, turning loyal customers into distributors. So this is a great way to try to harvest, to try to use the work that you've already done in signing people and turn it into team building. So I normally, for anyone who is routinely ordering above 80 BV in their auto ship, or is absolutely 100% in love, stinking in love with the products, I almost always approach them about being a distributor. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. The reason I approach them is because they would be spending no more money to run a business than they would be as a loyal customer. And there's no additional commitment. So I like that. And I guess because if someone approached me with that, I would really respond to that. I would be like, really? I don't have to spend any more money? And I could maybe make some money towards my product. I'm really easy breezy about it. I'm like, hey, have you ever thought of this? Let me know, we can chat. I think you'd be great. In general, when I approach people about being a distributor, I try to identify the qualities that they have that I think would make them a great distributor, because I find that it's most successful for me if I'm saying, hey, I think you're a dynamo and I want you on my team because you have skills that I don't have and I think you would be amazing. And have you ever thought of this? So, I mean, that's one way. I would definitely take a look at your loyal customers and see what they've been using and ask them what they love. Like if you see something routinely keep popping up on their auto ship, then you might just say, hey, you love this product. Do you mind writing me up a little testimonial and posting it on your page and tagging? And then if they have a ton of interest because of it, then you can also approach them and say, hello, all your friends love this. You would be great. So those are just a few thoughts off the top of my head. And then sometimes your loyal customers will just come to you and say, I want to be on your team. And you're like, what? And that's cool too. Building volume. One of the ways, same thing with building volume in boxes that are really sad. I have some boxes like that, is approaching your loyal customers who have turned off their auto ship and maybe suggesting some new products. So we just got this new product, the exfoliating peel. This would be a great time for you to send a quick email or a text or a Facebook message to those loyal customers and say, hey, have you heard about our new product? I'm looking for people to test it for me. You're already a loyal customer. You don't have to have the 3-month commitment again. You could just order it and give me your opinion. I've heard really great things, and maybe send them a before and after picture. If it works, you've got 36 BV in that box and you don't have to sign somebody new. If it doesn't, you're no worse off, and you've touched base and given them a little bit of information about the product, which might keep it works front of mind in their mind when January 1st comes around and everybody wants to lose weight and look better because they just ate their way through November and December. So another strategy is to think about what are people worried about during this time of year. So they're worried about making money. So the distributor option, obviously making money for Christmas. And they're also worried about gaining weight during Christmas or during Thanksgiving and Christmas. So this might be a great way to even sell some fat fighters to some people. It's our cheapest product, and it will definitely help them try to keep some of those unwanted pounds and inches away. So that's something to just approach those loyal customers. Some of them will totally ignore you. Some of them will say no, thank you. Some of them might say, hey, yeah, I really wanted to order. I'm out of greens. I really wanted to order. Thanks for reaching out. And then you're boosting the volume in a box without having to sign new people. So you can use the people that you're signing to put them somewhere else. All right. That's all of the questions that you guys asked. I mean, honestly, you're gonna have to really know your chart. When you're going diamond, you have to really understand your chart. You need to understand where each one of your distributors is at and where you need to build yourself and where you can trust someone else is going to build. If you need help with charting, I'd be happy to help. I really like charting. I will say this, if you have a really dead leg, unless you're just rock star signing loyal customers like a beast, which some of you are crazy good at that, it's really hard to resurrect a dead leg unless you're planning on buying your way there. And I don't encourage you to do that. It's not worth the money to try to place a lot of volume when you need to maintain that volume. You want organic volume. You want to fill as much as you can. You can certainly place some orders, to fill in boxes where a little bit here and a little bit there, but you don't want to have to fill so much that you can't ever maintain it on your own. You really want to be able to build strong and with a team that is always building and working hard. So you need to know your chart and you need to know what's happening. If you have some distributors that have kind of fallen off the planet, you need a little bit of help reaching out to them. I'd be happy to help you with that. I know Emily would as well, and Millie would also. We're happy to help you come up with a strategy for building your team and getting your team excited about these bonuses. These bonuses can be truly life-changing. It has changed my life in lots of ways. And I know it has changed other people's lives. You just have to sort of work with everything that you have and then trust that Heavenly Father has the rest of it. If it's your time, you're going to do it. But when I say that, I don't mean sit back. I mean work hard. Work with everything that you have in you. And honestly, if you've been trying to get inactive distributors to move and they have not moved, move on. Move on and build. You do your thing and you just build. Let the chips fall where they may. If people are not going to listen, people are not going to listen to you. People are not going to return your messages, or they are telling you a lot of things and not following through. You don't have time for that. You want people who are in this to win this, in this to be successful. So all right, so shoot me some questions. What questions do you have about this diamond stuff? About building your business, about something that I said, about if anybody's still here. Apparently 11 people are still here. So hi, 11 people. Glad I haven't bored you to tears. So tell me what questions you have. I'm gonna just wait by my phone. Don't leave me hanging, man. Either that or I'll start singing. You don't want that. You don't want that. While I'm waiting, I'm just kidding. You guys know about electronic charting, right? So I really love my paper charts because I'm old school like that. But there's the electronic charting in eSuite. Why is this good? Because it gives you the opportunity to use different options. So if you have multiple people under a certain person, you can try to chart your way to a certain rank with multiple people and check out their volume and check out what is happening without having to do that on paper and erase and all that kind of stuff. So it's very cool, and you can save it. And if you save it, apparently I can see it if you're on my downline, which is kind of cool. And I can send you charts and stuff like that. So we can chart electronically without having to, Thank you, Emily, for the number update. Now there's 12. Turkey. I think she's calling me boring. Anyway, Emily said that now there's only 10 people. So 10 people, either you have questions or you don't. So send me questions or I'm gonna go do other things and let you go build your businesses. It's fascinating, fabulously entertaining. Good times. You have a question over there? No? You're not even on my thing, are you? You're not even watching my thing.
The delay.
No. Okay, hang on. Hang on. Somebody told me they're on YouTube. Hang on. Ideas for hundreds lists. I love this question. Okay. Allison asked ideas for hundreds list. So 100 people that you think you want to approach about the products, the opportunity, the business, or hosting a party. What what I have heard and what I love is pretend that someone is going to give you $5 for every name that you write down. And this can be anybody that you know, anybody that you think might benefit, anybody that you think would be interested. And remember, we have more than the wraps. So if you think your grandma would be interested in the skincare, or you think your mom would love lip and eye, or your dad has knee pain and so he might need relief, these are all things that would be amazing. And what I do on my hundreds list is, when I'm really on my game, is I write next to it like either the qualities that I think they have that would be awesome for the business, or the product that I think they might be interested in based on what I know about them. Obviously, don't limit yourself, but that could be really, really helpful. So just write, honestly, it's kind of stream of consciousness, like just write 100 names down as you're thinking about the business. Who would be great at hosting a party? Who has a huge network? Who wants to lose weight? Who wants to be healthier? Who has chronic pain? Who, whatever. Just nail it down. All right. Best way to motivate current distributors that are working hard but not seeing results. Oh, so hard. So I'm going to tell you this little story that is, I don't know if you're going to get it, but I hope you're going to get it. So my daughter is 3.5 and is learning to pedal a bike. So she gets frustrated really easily. She's my baby. And I was helping her today, and I was teaching her, and I was pushing the bike and just asking her to pedal. And she kept moving her feet, and she kept on saying she couldn't do it, and she kept on saying it was hard. And I was like, I know it's hard, but you're going to get better with practice. And sometimes that's how I feel in this business. Like, I feel like being consistent is my biggest problem. So I guess for people that are not seeing results and are still working hard, I would just say you're going to be successful the more consistent you are. And you have to believe that by pushing on those pedals, so to speak, your bike is going to go somewhere. But if you just and you have to put in a lot of effort at first. You have to put in an enormous amount of effort at first to plant seeds and to get, to kind of water that soil. Man, I'm all with the metaphors today. To water, to get all of that sort of ready so that you can harvest. But the law of the harvest is that you plant seeds in good ground, you will see the harvest. You don't know when that harvest is going to be, and you don't know what it's going to look like, but it's going to happen. Not everyone promotes to Ambassador Diamond in a year. Sometimes people take 7 years, but it's still worth it. So when I'm feeling like I'm working and I'm not seeing results, I remember that consistency pays and that the law of the harvest is true. And so I just keep planting seeds, and I try to find new seeds to plant. So when I talk about being creative and finding new people and widening your scope and finding events and finding new people and all that kind of stuff, that's part of the law of the harvest, is to find new ground and to plant your seeds in new ground so that you can have as wide a harvest as you can. I don't know if that makes sense, but the other thing is, sometimes the reason that people are feeling frustrated is the money of the auto ship, the money of the, running the business. And so that is when I would talk to them about selling wraps, trying to host a party where 4 people wrap every month, and then you're covering your auto ship with that. We need to be products of the product. We need to be using the product. So I would just say, have a box of wraps that you can sell, which is sometimes harder than it seems. But if you have one party a month where you have 4 people who wrap, then you will have covered your auto ship. and then have something else on that auto ship that you're using, whether that's another box of wraps or some greens or relief or it's vital or whatever, so that you can start talking about the product. Because at a certain point, people are going to be like, okay, yeah, where's your before and after? Like, did you wrap? Did it work on you? Or do you use the greens? Do you feel better? Do you use lip and eye? Do you love the facial care line? Do you have sensitive skin? All that kind of stuff. And so we need to be products of the product. And so our auto ship is not just to run our business. It's also to make us into the product of the product. So that went into something else. But those are the things that I would say. It's hard, but it's hard for everybody. It's hard for ambassador diamonds, and it's hard for distributors to stay consistent and to weather through the dry spells. But when you have a great moment like selling a box of wraps to someone retail, which is such a rush, money in my pocket, yeah. Or you have that person who just messages you out of the blue, or someone on Instagram is like, I want to try that, or whatever. When you have those moments, it tells you that what you're doing matters and what you're doing is working. So, okay. Easiest way to get into salons. I don't really know. I haven't really tried. I know there's a lot of calls about this, and a lot of top earners have talked about getting into salons. I mean, if you take Major Story, someone had to bug her like 4 or 5 times, and then she had to drive 4 hours to actually put the wrap on her in order to get her to listen. And so, I would suggest making an appointment with an owner and being prepared to wrap them for free. And if they're not interested in being a distributor, then consider asking them to have a lead box in their salon, have a party, or allow you to set up a table at their salon during maybe one of their busiest times, like Saturdays, and see if that's an option. I don't think you necessarily have to find something like a salon or a gym or something like that to make money. It's great. I mean, any distributor is great, and especially a distributor that can run. But I think finding people who are interested in the products and want to sell to their friends and family can be just as successful as a salon or something like that. So, all right, other questions? No? Yes? No, I'm on a delay. All right. Well, I'm just going to say a couple things, just kind of recap. Number one is to, and I think I said this before in my video, number one is to find a support network that is going to help you. So that doesn't necessarily have to be your enroller. It needs to be someone that will encourage you and lift you up when you're having a down day. Number two is that it is entirely within your power to rewrite your negative script in your head. And that's going to be really important to do as you're pushing hard. Know that opposition will come, that you will at times throw up your hands and think this is impossible. You can either give in to that or you can push through it, and that's really up to you. But opposition will come and you will have to fight through it. Be creative, be strategic, and if that is not your strength, chat with someone who is good at it. Emily and I are kind of good at that. Millie too. Millie's the party queen. Millie can book a party like it's not a big deal. Like she's putting on pants. It's like not a big thing. She has more parties than anybody I've ever known. So if you want to know about how she does that, you should really pick her brain. I will probably pick her brain because mama needs some parties. But like Emily is super resourceful. She can find ways to get you out there and into the community and all that stuff. I mean, I think we spent our first few months just digging. She spent her first few months just digging for events, and it really helped us because events do a lot of things. They help you hone your pitch of the product. So like I've done so many events that I can talk about the wrap in, a minute and get everything that's important in there and do it in a way that makes people interested and want to try it, or at least want to sign up for the free one. So that's a really good thing. And it also kind of gives you confidence to talk to people, kind of get you out of your head. Anyway, be creative, expand your network, ask. If you really want to be diamond, you're going to ask everybody. You're going to come hat in hand and say, I know you're busy. I know whatever, please will you support me? And if that doesn't work, you're going to come to another person and you're going to say, hey, I want to throw free stuff at you. You want to have a party? Like you're going to think creatively and all of that, in all of the different ways. And know that we have your back. We're here to help you. We're invested in your success. And you need to stay plugged in. You need to stay plugged into the Team Magic page, but especially stay plugged into the Living the Dream page. Stay plugged into corporate and team calls. Do not isolate yourself. Work hard, work with focus, but do not isolate yourself. You need the support of the team, and you need the collective brain trust of the team to help you work through it. And just, be excited. Be excited. You're going for this huge goal. You're shooting for the moon. Even if you miss it, you're in the stars. Like you're farther ahead, so much farther ahead than you would have been had you not just put all of your energy into it and believed that you could get it. Just having faith that if Heavenly Father wants this blessing for you, He's going to help you make it happen. But He can't deliver it in a package to your door on, in a bow. I wish He could. I think that would be fantastic if $10,000 just dropped on each one of our doorsteps because we're cute. But it's just, that's not the way it works. You have to work for it. And there's a reason that it's a bonus. There's a reason. It's because you've worked hard and you've created and you've led your team to this particular place. And I know that you can do it. You have to know that you can do it. And you have to use all of your resources to help you get there. And if we can help, let us know. I think that's it. If you have questions or anything else, comments, whatever, let me know. Post them on the team page. Critique my ums and ahs. Thanks for letting me talk at you. This is kind of cool. And hopefully we'll do another one soon. Maybe not me, my big head, but maybe somebody else will do it. Anyway, love you, and go get them. Go get diamond. You can do it.